Hello, you guys and gals out there in the YouTube land. Just thought I would come at you and give you an official introduction of myself. I've got a couple of videos up so far, excuse me, on my channel, and thought it was about time I do an official introduction. And I'm on the road doing a little bit of driving today, so I thought this might be a good time to do that. And so, my name is Dale Wilson, by the way, and I am currently living in northeast Oklahoma, right outside of Tulsa, in a town called Broken Arrow. It's really part of Tulsa. And my channel name is Okie, for Oklahoma, Cigar and Pipe Smoker. And so, if you've watched any of my channel yet, if you've been able to endure the first couple of videos, you notice they've been cigar videos. And so, I've been into smoking cigars for the past 2 or 3 years. Decided it was a hobby I wanted to get into. Did 2 or 3 months worth of research on it, and then I started in, and I've been going ever since, and I really enjoy it. It's a nice time where I can take some time and relax, whether it be an hour or 2 hours. If I'm going to do a couple of sticks, maybe by myself, I can go out on the porch, sit in the chair, nice cool evening, something like that. Spend anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, go to the cigar lounge, whether I'm by myself or with a couple of buddies. We'll have a couple of sticks, something like that. For me, it's a really nice time just to get away from things, relax. Now, I have not got into pipe smoking yet, even though my channel is called Cigar and Pipe Smoking. And I'm in the research process of pipe smoking. I will be starting up pipe smoking before too long. And as my daughter always accuses me of, before I get into anything, I have to research it and know every detail about everything, which is, she's pretty accurate on that. And so, I'm in my research phase on that. It'll probably take me 2 or 3 months before I actually am able to start making pipe purchases and tobacco purchases. And so, anyway, that's where the channel comes from. I think I'm finding out that I may be able to change the channel name, so I could have called it maybe Cigar Smoker, and then once I got into pipes, change it to the pipe smoking as well. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is, because I will eventually be doing that. It may take me a couple of months, 2 to 3 months, but I will be making pipe purchases and tobacco purchases before long, and I will try to bring you guys along with me doing that. If you haven't found out, my channel is not going to be a cigar review, tobacco review, pipe review, or any type of review channel. As I mentioned in my last video, when I smoke a cigar, I either know I like it or I don't like it. And so that's how I review or rate my cigars. There are plenty of cigar reviewers out there who do a good job at it, and I'm not going to get into that. At least I don't plan to. This channel may evolve into a lot of different things, who knows, as we get going on it. And when I first started watching these YouTube channels and getting into the community of everything, I had a few people recommend, you should start your own YouTube channel, or maybe even do a podcast or something like that. And the reason I haven't done that for so long is I was always thinking, what do I have to offer to the YouTube community, or what do I have to offer to cigar smokers, pipe smokers? Everybody, if you want to find out anything about anything, search it. Search it on YouTube, search it on the internet. You will find somebody who's got a video on it, got instructional how-tos on it. But as I got more and more into watching the videos and the community, that's what it is for me. It's a community thing. It's, enjoying my hobby with other people who enjoy the same thing. And so that's why I'm doing this. Again, I've got a couple of videos up. I plan on doing more. We'll see where it goes from there. I enjoy taking you guys along, and I really enjoy watching everybody else's videos. And going along, even if it's just chit-chat, even if it's not a review, even if it's, hey, here's a new cigar shop, here's a new pipe shop I'm going into, here's the selection they have. I enjoy watching that. And so I plan on taking you guys along as I do some of the same things. I may be on the road like I am today. I may be in a shop. I may be at the house. I may be on the porch, enjoying a smoke. Not for sure how it's going to evolve, but we'll find out. As long as you guys keep watching, subscribing, commenting, liking, I'll keep doing it. So, 6 months down the road, nobody's watching my videos. There's no point in doing them anymore. But so far, I've got pretty good response, and I really appreciate all the comments and likes and subscribers and everything such as that. And I will try to, if you like it, keep doing it, and I will try to do the same as long as I can keep up with everything. A little bit about me. I grew up in the panhandle of Oklahoma, about as far out as you can be and still call it in Oklahoma. Grew up, my grandfather and my father were both farmers. Small farmers kept getting smaller, large farmers kept getting larger. We were small farmers. And so, I grew up driving the tractor and the truck and the combine, and we never did any ranching or any farm animals. We just grew wheat primarily. And then as the small farmers were getting out, which I think we got out about the right time, just because it's either get out while you still have something and you can sell your equipment, or let the equipment rot, go bankrupt, and get out with nothing. And so we sold out to some of the bigger farmers. And then we moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I finished out my last year of high school. That's where my dad was old enough to retire at that point, and my mom was a nurse in a nursing home. And so she did that for several years before she retired. And then I got married in Tulsa, had a couple of kids in Tulsa. Right out of high school, about a year after I got out of high school, I started to work at a photography shop, a camera shop. And that's all we did was sell photography equipment. We didn't sell appliances, no computers, no, vacuum cleaners, anything like that. It was just photography related. And as that company kept growing and growing, we eventually grew into the largest specialty camera store in the U.S. And so as they kept growing larger and larger, here in Tulsa, I finally ran out of room to grow or to be promoted in the store, so I was transferred down to Dallas. And so I lived in Dallas, Texas. I actually lived just north of there in Frisco, Texas. And I got to make sure I get the right lane here, or I'm going to be stuck in traffic. And so I got to make sure I get through this toll booth. And so we moved down to Dallas. Both of my kids graduated from high school there. One daughter is in the National Guard. She joined the National Guard when she was still a sophomore. As soon as she turned 17, she joined the National Guard. And so after living there and working for about 10 years, not quite 10 years, I got up to the largest store in Dallas. I was managing the largest store in Dallas, and it was about the 5th or 6th largest store in the company. And so they were asking me to be a district manager based out of San Diego. I would have had Southern California and all of Nevada would have been my territory, which would have really been Las Vegas and then LA and San Diego and south into there. And I almost accepted that offer, but after doing some thinking and looking at how the company was going, I didn't feel comfortable with the direction the company was going. So I turned that offer down, and within 2 years the company filed bankruptcy and went under. Every single store in the country. We went from 1,200 stores in the country to 0. And it wasn't all at once. It was here, we're going to close, we're going to reorganize and close 200, close 300, close another 100, close 50, and then bam, bankruptcy, and we're gone. And I mean, we were out in the cold. We found out, and we could all see the direction it was going. We found out on a Thursday evening. By Friday evening, it was a done deal. By Monday morning, it had already been sold to a bunch of liquidators, a liquidating company who was going to close it out and finish it up. And that lasted another 2 months. They kept us on for 2 months to help them clear everything out, and then we were all out of a job. And so my wife was working, she works for Sam's Club in the accounting department there, which is where she worked in Tulsa before we transferred to Dallas. All of my family is currently in Tulsa. I have one brother who lives in Seattle, one brother who lives in Kansas. The rest of my family, my other two sisters and brother, live in the Tulsa area. And so my wife checked she could transfer back. And I thought, you know what? It's not a bad idea. Let's just move back. We'll be back with family. That way, if I need some help, you know, if I need to bum off of somebody, I can do so. And so we transferred back. So that's how we got back to Tulsa. We've been back to Tulsa for not quite a year now. And I better set my cruise before I get carried away and get myself a ticket. And so currently, I am doing some work for a company. Their motto is "We fix things." And it could be computers, it could be, and that's primarily what I do. I work on the computer side of it, and that's where I'm actually on my way back from a job right now. The project manager I work for, her primary clients are doctor's office. So whenever a doctor's office has a computer issue, they can't get one working. If they try to get them working over the phone, if they can't, they'll call one of us and say, hey, can you go out? Now, I'm an independent contractor. I'm not employed by them. So they send out an email, say, hey, we have a service call on XYZ place, date, time. Are you available? And I can either say yay or nay and take it. And so I take as many as I can because basically I'm unemployed and I've got to have some income. And so depending on service calls and amount of income depends on tobacco, pipe, cigar purchases too. And so, and currently they do not have enough for me to make a living. I cannot do this full time and pay all my bills. So my brother, he has a partner up in Kansas and they do construction. Anything from building a house from ground zero to remodeling to roofing to interior to exterior to windows to siding to building garages, building barns, out on farms, I mean, you name it. And so when they have a big project where they need another hand, since I now have a lot more available time, rather than them going and hiring somebody, they will call me. And if I can get up there to go help them, that's what I will do. So we just finished up at the end of probably first part of November last year, we just finished up building a room addition onto an existing house. Now this room addition is 1,800 square feet. To me, that's a house. But we were just building it on, and so we did everything. We subcontracted the concrete because that was a lot of concrete. So we did all the forms and digging and everything, and then we just had a concrete company come out with a couple loads of concrete, do all the concrete, leveling, everything like that, and then we did top to bottom, inside, outside, electrical, plumbing, insulating, everything, rafters, walls, siding, everything. And so we've got a project. Once the temperature warms up, we're going to be doing a big 3-car garage this guy wants. He wants a 3-car garage with a shop, so it's going to be a pretty big project. So I'll go up and help them with that. They've got a job of a siding job where it's a 3-story house where the lady wants it the whole thing re-sided and windows. So once we get confirmation, get contract, we'll schedule that and I'll go up and help them with that. So anyway, that's kind of what I do as far as work. If I can keep enough of that work, I will continue to do it. If not, I'll have to go out and get a real job. And so my other hobbies, I'll try to get a couple of my other hobbies in there before I run way too long here, because I see we're approaching the 15-minute mark. And I don't like these videos to go that long. When I was working in the camera store, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos, I did camera classes, photography classes, individual tutoring. And so I could stand up in front of a group of people and go for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours if I needed to. Now we would take breaks. I would go about an hour and a half, take a break, come back an hour and a half. And so when we're doing especially software training, a lot of times that's an all-day thing. And so it's easy for me to get on here and start rambling, and then before I know it, I got 10, 20, 30, 40 an hour's worth of video. And so I'm trying to keep these shorter and narrow them down. So before we go into the 20-minute mark, some of my hobbies that I really enjoy are outdoor activities: hunting, camping, fishing, things like that. I haven't done a lot of camping, fishing in the past few years. I've been primarily concentrating on hunting. I really enjoy hunting. Typically every year I will go up to Kansas and we will deer hunt. They do a doe-only season to try to reduce the population. You can get 4 doe per person. We'll take 3, 4, 5 of us up there. We'll end up with 15 or 20 doe in the month of January. We'll clean them out, divide them out, and everybody's got meat for the rest of the year. And so we do all of our own butchering, processing, everything. We load our own ammo. So we load our ammo, we shoot the deer, and everything in between to eating the deer, we do 100% on our own. And, I really enjoy doing that. I enjoy the shooting sports, whether it's shooting handguns, rifles, shotguns, black powder, military surplus arms. I reload most of my ammunition. There are some ammunition it is cheaper to buy. Some like 22 rimfire, I'm not going to reload that because that's a $1 million project to try to get into. And so, but that's what I like doing. I like going to the shooting range, shooting skeet trap, wobble trap, sporting clays, targets, paper targets, metal targets, reactive targets, everything like that. So that's just a few of my hobbies, what I'm into. And this turned out to be a little bit longer than I thought, maybe because I'm a good rambler. And I'm driving and I've got some time. And so anyway, hopefully this comes out good with the road noise. I may, as I'm on another trip, I may make another one, maybe, pick the best one. But anyway, if you like the channel, I really appreciate everybody who subscribes, all the comments, tips, hints, suggestions, everything like that. Let me know. Give me thumbs up if you like it. Share it with other people in the community. I know I will be doing the same. And that is it. I am going to sign out, and I will catch you all.